All right, let's bring in now the Herald Sun's business commentator, Sharri Markson, and economist Chris Richardson. Welcome to you both. So great to see you. Chris, gosh, you've had the busiest 24 hours probably after the Treasurer, 1,000 interviews. And Sharri, you've written some sensational pieces as well on the budget. I don't know if you both heard the interview I just had before with Andrew Charlton. He was strongly mounting the case that this budget isn't inflationary. Chris Richardson, he said that you were wrong to make the claim that it could add to inflation and could lead to rate rises. Do you want to respond to that? Why do you think this could add to inflation in Australia?
And let's be clear, Andrew is a great economist, and I hope he's right and I'm wrong. You don't want it to add to inflation, and you don't want it to bring the Reserve Bank back off the bench. But the bulk of professional opinion, and to be fair, it is divided, but the bulk of professional opinion among market economists and academic economists is it does do it. The government had two tasks with the budget. It did need to spend to protect the most vulnerable. Things like JobKeeper, been a long-time supporter of increases there that needed to be done. But you also, as you do that and as you put money into the economy with those spending decisions, you need to take it back out because extra money in the economy gets spent. That extra demand drives extra inflation, and that is the risk that there is enough extra money going into people's pockets off the back of this budget that it will drive extra inflation and worry the Reserve Bank enough.
Yeah, that it could act as a stimulus and they might spend the money on other things. I mean, that $500 one-off payment for energy relief, that's only going to people who already are getting some assistance for energy. But if they then spend it on consumer goods, that would act as a stimulatory effect. What do you think of this question, Sharri Markson?
Confession time, Sharri. I have to go with the two docs, Dr. Andy and Dr. Jim. I disagree fundamentally with Chris on this, that it's not inflationary. We don't have a demand-driven inflation problem. The inflation pressures are all coming from the supply side, and they have been going back to the Ukrainian invasion. And a little bit before that as well.
Well, and the COVID pandemic response as well. That affected the supply chains.
Exactly, all that. But $13 billion has been injected by the policy decisions in 2023, 2024 in a $2.5 trillion economy. It's not that significant. And as I say, we don't have a demand-driven inflation problem. So putting this extra money into the economy is not going to make a significant difference. The problem threat on inflation is wages and productivity. And if this can provide some incentive for unions to accept lower wage increase, I think it's actually a positive on that front. So I don't see this as a serious threat to inflation, and I certainly don't see the Reserve Bank reacting by raising interest rates. They may well raise interest rates. They may well raise interest rates again in June, but it will have nothing to do with the budget.